What's going on, 49er faithful? You are tuned into Keeping the Faith, where the faithful matter. I'm JD, and we are coming to you live here. It is Thursday, May the 29th, 2025, and today down in Santa Clara, the San Francisco 49ers had their only open practice as far as the media was concerned of OTAs this week. And there are a lot of takeaways, a lot of reports, and a lot of thoughts that I have from what we saw come out of the 49ers practice facility today down in Santa Clara. So, if you guys are hyped up to talk about some 49er football, because it was beautiful to see actual football tweets on the timeline today, and it makes me miss the football even more. It makes me more excited for training camp and the season. But if you guys are hyped up, drop your ones in the chat. Let me see who's here. Let me say what's up to all of the 49er faithful that are in the house tonight for this live stream. Trying to do better about these live streams, get more consistent, go live more often, as well as pump out a lot more video content. So you guys can expect a lot coming from me moving forward as much as I can anyway. And I appreciate you guys that have been rocking with me since I've been back as of this past January. We're getting closer and closer to the start of football, baby. It's in the air. It's so close. You can smell it. I can't wait. I cannot freaking wait for football. Let me see who's in the chat and say what's up to everybody who's watching right now. I see my guy, David Corona, in the chat. What's up, David? Long-time viewer, man. Appreciate you for stopping by and checking out the stream tonight. Good to see you in the live chat. I also see my guy, Rocco, in the chat. Another long-time viewer. That's what I like about this channel and about my chat and the people that watch my channel. A lot of people that are around. A lot of people that if you ever, check out the show within the show, which takes place in the live chat, a lot of the people in there have been around this channel for a long time, and I appreciate you guys for sticking with me and for checking out the stuff. And if you're new to the channel, welcome as well. I appreciate all the new guys coming through. We've had a lot of new callers lately and a lot of new viewer participation in the chat, so shout out to you guys. Thank you for finding this channel and dropping a like, dropping a subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you don't miss any content. I see CG Ruthless in the chat. What's up, CG? As always, man, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys, man. So, like I said, the Niners were down in Santa Clara today. Today was actually day 3 of their OTAs, organized team activities. However, it was the first day that the media was allowed in, and a lot of reports, a lot of things have come out of from Santa Clara today, and I wanted to get into the things that stood out to me from what I saw based on the reports down there at Levi's. But before I do that real quick, turn up the volume, he says. Rocco says turn up the volume. Hold on. Why can't you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Is that better? I'm not sure what's up with my volume. Can you guys hear me? Oh, God, I had to go live a little bit later than I was going to because of technical difficulties. For any of you that know live streaming, I use OBS, and OBS has a mind of its own sometimes where it likes to crash and completely destroy everything right before I'm about to go live. So, yeah. David says I'm good. David says my volume's good. Okay, Rocco, man, maybe it's your headphones, maybe it's your volume. I'm not sure. Maybe it's your phone. Everyone says it's good now. Sorry about that, guys. Gotta love the beauty of going live and live streaming and stuff. Hopefully we're good. My microphone levels seem like they're okay from what I can tell. I think we're good. I think we're okay. I think we're all right. Okay. Anyways, throwing me off, but we're back. So, Niners had OTAs open to the media today, and there were a lot of reports that came out of there. And I wanted to get into all that stuff. But like I was going to say, and I've been trying to do a better job of promoting this. But if you guys want bonus content, behind the scenes videos, if you want to be a part of our awesome community that we have over on Patreon, if you want to be a part of monthly free giveaways and a potential fantasy football league that we have in the works, all kinds of perks and things are happening over on the Patreon. We have a lot of our Patreon members over there that participate in these live streams in the chat. They call in. They'll tell you the Patreon is good stuff. And if you want extra content, you want to participate in monthly giveaways, all that kind of stuff, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/keepingthefaith. I'm still working on getting the monetization restarted on this channel. So if you want to help support, that's one of the best ways you can do it. Go check out the Patreon if you want to help support this channel while we get things up and moving again. And you can also check out the Venmo and the CashApp. All that info's down below in the ticker as well as the description box at JD49TD on both Venmo and CashApp. Now, let's get into football, shall we? Because the 49ers were actually out on the practice field today down at Levi's Stadium, and it had me hyped up. I see Kofefe in the chat. Rick's in the chat now. Appreciate. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in, man. So the Niners were down and actually on the field today, getting work in, team drills, 7-on-7, a little bit of 11-on-11 without helmets, but they got in some good solid work. And the first little thing that I noticed is that there are conflicting reports, and this is the first thing that I want to discuss because this is kind of sticking out to me, and there's a little bit of drama if you're on Twitter, if you're following this situation. But the first thing that stuck out to me today were the conflicting reports revolving around running back Christian McCaffrey. Now, if you ask Grant Cohn, he'll tell you that McCaffrey looked a little slow today. He'll tell you that he didn't look like he had that top-notch gear. If you ask fellow content creator Jesse Naylor of Last Second Sports, who put out a tweet that sent 49ers Twitter into a whirlwind today, saying that McCaffrey looks like he's lost a step. Jesse Naylor says that he thinks McCaffrey's lost a step based on the clips that he's seen on Twitter. But then you go and you look at the reports from a bunch of other beat writers, a bunch of other media that were there. Dieter Kurtenbach of the San Jose Mercury News, Tim Kawakami of the San Francisco Standard, David Lombardi of the San Francisco Standard, Larry Kruger of the Krug Show and KNBR, Guy Haberman. They all said Christian McCaffrey looked spry, he looked explosive, and a few of them said he looked great. I mean, he looked really good. So what do we believe? Do we believe that McCaffrey looked good, or do we believe that McCaffrey looks a little slow? My whole point about this, my entire mindset on this topic is that it's OTAs. It's May. They're not in pads. No one's chasing him. And again, it's May. They want Christian McCaffrey to be fresh and healthy come training camp and come the season. So maybe they had him throttle it down a little bit if your perspective is that he looks slow. Now, in the videos that I saw, and there was a few of them out there from different angles, a couple different, drills, running drills, receiving drills that he was doing. He looked pretty good to me. He looked pretty fast to me. But I'm not, and this is not a slight to Grant. This is not a slight to Jesse Naylor. They are completely entitled to their opinions. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying they're dumb. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is from what I saw and from what several other people saw, McCaffrey looked pretty good. And look, I wasn't down there, so I can't tell you one way or another, but based on the clips that I saw, Christian McCaffrey looked pretty good. And I'm not necessarily worried about Christian McCaffrey going 110% in May with no pads on and no one chasing him. Let's see what McCaffrey looks like come training camp. Let's see how he does then. Let's see how much they have to manage his workload. Let's see how he does once the pads come on. Guys are chasing him, and, he's having to practice day after day after day. I'm not worried about Christian McCaffrey looking a little bit slow in May. And again, my opinion, some of the clips that I saw, he looked explosive. He looked good. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Those of you that saw the Christian McCaffrey highlights all over social media, and there are several of them, not just a couple that you saw from like 95.7 The Game or others, but there were some smaller media guys that were there that were tweeting out some stuff, and I thought McCaffrey looked good. So if you're in the chat, let me know how you thought McCaffrey looked. If you're catching the replay of this live stream after the fact, let me know in the comments. How do you think McCaffrey looked? Because right now, there's kind of dueling thoughts, dueling perspectives. And I'm curious to see how everybody feels. How do all of the faithful feel? How do all of the media feel based on what they saw? I'm not going to say that Grant is wrong at all, because Grant's entitled to his opinion, 100%. It's the same thing with Jesse. But when you have like 4 or 5 other people that were there saying that McCaffrey looked good, and they all get paid to cover the team for a living just like Grant, I'm going to go with the consensus on this one. Now, will I be proven wrong? Potentially. Will Grant be proven right? Maybe. We'll see. But just having 4 or 5 other sets of eyes telling me that McCaffrey is looking good, looking explosive, I'm going to go with that. That's just me. So again, no slight to Grant, no slight to Jesse. They do great work. I enjoy their stuff. But my 2 cents, I think it's a little premature to say whether or not Christian McCaffrey looks slow. And I'm not even saying he looked amazing. I'm just saying I didn't see an issue. So that's just me. We'll see what happens. Let's see what the chat's saying. I'm curious what you guys in the chat are having to say. David Corona says, I think CMC will be ready for the season. Absolutely. I mean, they're ramping up. Like, this is their 3rd day out on the field down in Santa Clara for OTAs. And, of course, Christian McCaffrey's not going to be going full bore in OTAs. And not to mention, guys, there are a ton of inexperienced players out there right now. The media are telling you that there's a lot of new players, a lot of new bodies on the field. And veterans in practices, training camps and whatnot, when they have a lot of new players around them, a lot of veterans tend to kind of scale it back a little bit, because a lot of these young guys, a lot of rookies, a lot of young players don't know how to practice in the NFL. And the veterans know that they need to be a little careful. They need to be more aware of their surroundings, aware of what's going on, because a lot of times these rookies, these young guys, don't know how to practice, whether they're going too hard or they're doing things that they shouldn't. So veterans a lot of times are careful when it comes to OTAs, training camp, practices, and whatnot when you have a young team. And so I'm not going to put any stock into hearing that Christian McCaffrey looks slow today when it's May. Let's see what happens when the pads come on. I'm curious to see the reports from veteran minicamp in the beginning of June, and I'm even more excited to see what his workload is come training camp. Then we can make an informed opinion. That's just me. I don't think we should go to the extreme one way or the other. There shouldn't even be an argument about it, really. People are entitled to their opinions. Social media is just giving everyone a chance to, forget that. Social media has created this storm of oh, you're wrong, or I'm right, or so it is what it is. We'll see. But just to me, from what I saw, Christian McCaffrey looked good, and I'll leave it at that. So let's go on down the list here. I have a ton of topics, and once I get through all the notes that I have here, I will open up the phone lines to you, the 49er faithful, and I want to hear from you guys tonight. Not yet, though. Not yet. But I will hear from you, and I want to know your thoughts based on what you've read, based on what you've seen, based on your opinions, your takeaways from what you saw today on the timeline or on YouTube or in article form, whatever the case may be. I want to know your thoughts on some of the developments that we have today. The number 2 thing on my list that I wanted to get into from OTAs today. Trent Williams wasn't there. Left tackle Trent Williams was not there. Kyle Shanahan afterwards said that Trent Williams has been in and out of the facility over the last several weeks and that he expects to see him back with the team soon. I take that to think that Trent Williams will be there for mandatory minicamp in the beginning of June. I'm not worried about Trent Williams being at OTAs, voluntary OTAs. I'm not worried about that. There are some people out there who just want to see signs of life and know that he is actually preparing for the season and going to be here in 2025 for the 49ers. But you've seen the videos of Trent Williams training. John Lynch has told you that Trent Williams is ready to go. To me, this is par for the course. Trent Williams is 38 years old, 37 years old, something like that. He's been in the league 15 years. I'm not worried about Trent Williams being there for OTAs. Now, would it be nice for him to at least be on hand to, at the very least, watch practice, maybe help coach up his line mates, whatever? Sure. I'll give you that. Maybe, it would be a good look if Trent was there. It definitely would. But as far as being on the field, what does Trent have to do in OTAs? How can Trent Williams get better on May 30th or May 29th of 2025 in a random OTA practice? I'm not worried about Trent Williams not being there. Now we get to mandatory minicamp, then we can talk. But right now, I'm not worried about Trent Williams just yet. But I'm paying attention. I'll put it that way. Next on my list from takeaways from today, and this is a common theme. Every time the media has gotten a chance to get their eyes on Mykel Williams, the rookie first-round pick out of Georgia at defensive end for the 49ers, they've come away impressed. He looks the part. He is physically imposing. He looks strong as an ox. He looks the part, 1,000%. And from the clips that I saw, I'm impressed. Now, do we really know anything yet? No. We won't know anything quite yet until training camp, preseason. Once the pads come on and once we see what he looks like, day after day, getting after the quarterback, rushing against guys like Trent Williams. But from what we've seen from Mykel Williams, man, he sure as hell looks the part. And every time he gets on the practice field, media members can't help but kind of gush over just the physical specimen that is Mykel Williams. Tim Kawakami today mentioned on Twitter that his size and his ability to pursue running backs on the backside of plays really stood out to him today, that Mykel Williams just pops. He just sticks out like a sore thumb because of his dominating size and physical traits. And so that's encouraging to me, in a practice where you're not really going to learn anything one way or another. He's still standing out, and that tells you something. So I'm encouraged. I'm optimistic. I'm looking forward to seeing what Mykel Williams can do come training camp and, of course, come his rookie season. I wasn't on board necessarily when the draft happened. You guys know I wanted Walter Nolan. But if Mykel Williams can play like he looks, if he can play the way that he looks, the Niners will have one hell of a player. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Of course, nothing's solidified. But just in shells, shells and shorts, he looks the part. So I'll leave it at that. He looks the part. Let's see who we have in the chat before I move on to the next topic here. I see 49er Tone in the building. He says, not worried about Trent either. Majority of this team was there today. A good feeling around 4900 Marie P. DeBartolo Way. You're absolutely right, Tone. Absolutely, man. The vibes, in the words of George Kittle today in his press conference, the vibes are immaculate down in Santa Clara. And I couldn't be happier with the things that I saw. Well, not everything, but we'll get to that. But for the most part, I liked what I saw and read coming out of Santa Clara. A few more topics, and then I'll get into some negative things too. And then I'll open up the phone lines because I want to hear from you guys, man. I really do. Juwan Jennings. By all reports, Juwan Jennings had himself a hell of a day. The Brock Purdy to Juwan Jennings connection has picked up where it left off from the 2024 season. Juwan Jennings looking the part, and he's looking to build off of his strong 2024 season. And with the injury to Brandon Ayuk, the departure of Deebo Samuel, and the pending suspension of Demarcus Robinson, Juwan Jennings is going to get every opportunity, at least early in the year, to prove that he's a guy who's worth the money coming up on his contract season this year. And he's going to be heading in to his contract year this year and looking to, make himself some money. And he's going to get every opportunity to do that, at least early on in the year. And just based on practice today, it looks like Juwan Jennings is building off of what he did in 2024, and that's encouraging. I'm looking forward to seeing what Juwan Jennings can do for an encore when he's in a more featured position this season. Ben Bartch looks like he's going to get at least the first crack at the starting left guard position for the 49ers. Not a surprise. Bartch looked good in limited action in 2024 for the 49ers, and it looks like, at least based on the media perception today down at at OTAs, that Ben Bartch is going to get the first dibs, the first shot at starting at left guard. Now, of course, he could have competition from a guy like Connor Colby, the rookie 7th rounder out of Iowa, potentially Spencer Burford, but Ben Bartch, to me, all along, has kind of been the guy who's going to be penciled in at left guard. And today at OTAs, they kind of confirmed that he's getting those first team reps. So for those that are interested, there's your Ben Bartch update. Now, the last big thing of note that I took away today from OTAs was that Jordan Watkins continues to impress. He's another guy, another rookie, that every time the media has gotten a chance to watch him, he pops. He's explosive. He looks strong. He looks explosive. He looks like a guy who's going to be able to contribute year one at wide receiver. And we all know rookie wide receivers tend to struggle in the Kyle Shanahan scheme year one. But Jordan Watkins seems to be coming along nicely. And as mentioned, one report that said he snagged a few crossing routes. And those, we all know, those are staples in the Kyle Shanahan offense, those crossers across the middle of the field and let the guy catch the ball and take off with it. Jordan Watkins has been looking good on those, and we all know if you can pull those off in the Kyle Shanahan offense, you're going to get some playing time because those are absolutely a critical piece of the Kyle Shanahan offense, those shallow crossers and those deep in cutting routes. And he, we know that Jordan Watkins also has speed. He's a 4.3 guy who had a ton of 50-plus yard touchdowns in his college career. And he's going to bring a lot of juice, a lot of speed, and, a lot of explosiveness to a wide receiver corps that sorely needs it. Now, honorable mention, Jacob Cowing also impressed today. And I'm really excited to see the kind of the jockeying for position between Jacob Cowing and Jordan Watkins in training camp, because both of those guys kind of feel like they're playing for the same spot to me. I think your top three receivers, at least to start the year, are very much set in stone with Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and Demarcus Robinson once he comes back from suspension. But in that short-term area where Demarcus Robinson is gone, who's going to be wide receiver 3? Is it going to be Jordan Watkins? Is it going to be Jacob Cowing? I feel like those guys are fighting for a big-time role on this team early in the year. Now, of course, they'll get Brandon Ayuk back later in the season. Demarcus Robinson will return from that suspension. So it remains to be seen how all that's going to shake out. But it's encouraging that it looks like both Jacob Cowing and Jordan Watkins are coming along as young players, at least to start this young 2025 season. Now, there are some things that caught my attention on the negative side. And again, real quick, if you guys want to help support the channel, if you guys enjoy the content, you like these live streams, you can always hit up the CashApp or the Venmo, JD49TD. All that info's down below in the ticker and the description box. And also, don't be caught slipping. Check out the Patreon. The Patreon is where it's at for bonus content, different ways to connect with me. We have a great community chat there, and we have monthly giveaways that we're doing, but behind the scenes stuff. It's awesome. The Patreon is cool. Don't believe me. Let the Patreon members tell you when they're in the chat and when they call in. But check out the Patreon at patreon.com/keepingthefaith. I have to keep hammering that home because we're trying to build this thing back up. And I think the Patreon's really cool. And so I want you guys to check that out if you're willing to do that. Much appreciated if you do. But the bad takeaways, the negatives, if you will, from down in OTAs today. To me, it starts and ends with Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall, according to Kyle Shanahan, tweaked his hamstring, and he's going to likely be out until the start of training camp. So I don't want to say it. But is Ricky Pearsall injury prone? You know, I know I mentioned not wanting to jump to conclusions with Christian McCaffrey, but here we are, the beginning of year 2 for Ricky Pearsall, and it's the second year in a row in the offseason program where Ricky Pearsall is dealing with a hamstring injury. He had a hamstring injury a year ago around this time. He also dealt with a shoulder injury. He did not practice in OTAs. He did not practice in training camp while nursing injuries. Now, of course, we know what happened when he got shot in downtown San Francisco, and that derailed the greater part of half of his rookie season. But the soft tissue stuff with the hamstrings, that seems to be a recurring theme. And, of course, he has the nagging shoulder injury that he's been dealing with since college. I don't want to say Ricky Pearsall's injury prone. I don't. And especially if you guys have been watching my live streams lately, I'm high on Ricky Pearsall. I'm bullish on Ricky Pearsall. I think he's going to be the 49ers' number 1 receiver. But to tell me that he's dealing with a hamstring injury for the second year in a row, and he's going to have to probably shut it down until training camp, I don't know how I feel about that. That's concerning. That's not good. So let me know, guys, in the chat, how do you feel about Ricky Pearsall coming down with another hamstring injury? You know, maybe they're playing it on the safe side. From what I read, Pearsall was doing some work on a side field, so that's good. But maybe they're playing it safe, and they want to make sure that he's ready for camp. No need to get him out there in a random, voluntary OTA. Maybe they're playing it safe, right? Maybe that's what it is. And on the other hand, Ricky Pearsall has also been getting in a ton of off-season work, throwing sessions with Brock Purdy. So I'm not necessarily worried about the Brock Purdy to Ricky Pearsall connection. I think that's going to be just fine. They got a ton of work in this off-season together. But I don't know. I'm hoping that what I'm feeling isn't true, and it remains to be seen. I'm not going to make a declaration one way or the other, but it doesn't look good. It's not a good look. Not a good look for Ricky Pearsall with the pulled hamstring. Now, also on the injury front, Kyle Shanahan in his post-practice presser today revealed that starting safety, or perceived starting safety, Jair Brown recently had ankle surgery and is out until training camp with an ankle injury. That's extremely concerning because the 49ers are already pencil thin at safety. Malik Mustafa is on the mend from an ACL surgery this offseason. Now you have Jair Brown coming down with ankle surgery, and he's going to be out until training camp. That's not good because that leaves the 49ers very, very thin at a position they're already thin at. Now you're having guys like Richie Grant and Jason Pinnock fill in. And those guys, at least based on last year, struggle in coverage. And I feel like if Jason Pinnock and Richie Grant are the 49ers starting safeties week 1 up in Seattle, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. So don't be shocked if the 49ers go out and make a move for a veteran safety, especially after June 1st. Cuts that are coming up here in a matter of days. I fully expect the 49ers to make another addition at safety. I truly do, and I truly hope that they do, because I was already concerned with a healthy Jair Brown and even a healthy Malik Mustafa. If Malik Mustafa was 100% healthy, I would still be concerned about the safety position on the 49ers because Jair Brown's coming off a down year. Yes, it was a sophomore slump, and he is coming into a new situation with Robert Saleh. Hopefully Robert Saleh can unlock the full potential of Jair Brown, who has been posting clips on social media of him locking up guys like Devontae Smith his rookie year when the Niners played Philadelphia. And Malik Mustafa is, of course, an up-and-coming player, but he's dealing with an injury in his own right. But I'm concerned about that safety spot. I really, truly am. And I want to see the Niners go out there on the free agent market and go get somebody, because things aren't looking good at safety for the 49ers right now, and I can't sugarcoat it. I can't. I'm not going to give you sunshine and rainbows. The 49ers safety position is definitely a cause for concern, and I'd be almost willing to bet the Niners are going to make an acquisition at that position post June 1st. Now, the last little bit of notes that I want to get into, and then I want to get all your thoughts on everything I just talked about and anything else that you've noticed today coming out of Santa Clara. Brandon Ayuk was not on hand for the 49ers OTA practice today. He wasn't even there watching. We know he wasn't going to be practicing coming off of his major knee injury, but he wasn't even there watching practice. He wasn't even around, nowhere to be found. Malik Mustafa was there, and he's coming off of an ACL surgery, but Brandon Ayuk wasn't there. Why? Now, we don't know if it was excused. We don't know why he wasn't there. So I'm not going to jump down his road. Maybe he had a valid reason. But when you get paid the amount of money that you get paid, and you've caused the amount of drama that you've caused over the past 12 months, I would at least want to see Brandon Ayuk show up and support his teammates. I don't think that's too much to ask. And I don't think the 49ers front office and the 49ers coaching staff would feel that that was too much to ask. He's already done things this offseason that are rubbing me the wrong way as well. You know, last year, we know what happened last year. I'm not going to get into that. But last year, he really rubbed me the wrong way. And now, this offseason, all he's talking about is what cars he's buying. That's all he's posting about on social media. Oh, I bought this car today. Oh, my son told me I should go buy this car today. Oh, I'm flying on this private jet today. Right? Why weren't you at practice? Brandon Ayuk, why were you not there watching your teammates, man? Like, Malik Mustafa was there. He wasn't too good to be at practice. Were you out buying a new car? I don't know. Did you go buy another Rolls Royce or something? Like, what happened? Why wasn't Brandon Ayuk at practice today? I want to know why, honestly. Now, if it was excused or, whatever the case may be, if he had a valid reason, hey, my bad. Hands up, my bad. We're good. But I just want to know why. That's all. I just want to know why. Now, if he's not there at mandatory minicamp in June, then we're going to have real issues. I fully expect him to be there for that. He'll be in attendance for that. He has to be. I mean, it's mandatory, right? Now, I know that I said that I'm not worried about Trent Williams not being there. In the back of my mind, it's a concern. It's not a good look. You know what? Matter of fact, I should hold Trent Williams to that same standard. After the offseason that he caused a year ago when he held out and demanded more money, right? So why was Trent Williams not there? I know that Kyle Shanahan bends over backwards for Trent and lets Trent do whatever he wants. And I get why, because Trent has all the leverage in the world. He's the best lineman on this team, and without Trent Williams, the Niners don't do anything this year. But I should keep the same energy for Trent if I'm going to keep that same energy for Brandon Ayuk, if I'm just being honest. I don't know. Public perception means a lot, especially when you've caused some waves in the past. And I just want to see those guys show up and support their team, especially when you're getting paid the kind of money that they're getting paid, man. Like, that's just me. I don't know. How do you feel, Faithful? Am I wrong? Am I off base here? I don't think I am. So with that, now that I've gotten all that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and open up the Faithful phone line. And I want to know your thoughts. What are your thoughts from 49ers OTAs today from what you guys read? Quick, let me go to the chat real quick. I do see a bunch of people in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to go to the chat real quick, then I'll open up the phones. I see Lo the Truth in the chat. What up, Lo? Appreciate you for tuning in. 805 Blackbeard. What's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. Osmosis in the building. Shout out Osmosis, another 49ers YouTube OG. I mentioned a few others on a previous live stream. Osmosis. He doesn't make videos anymore, but he was one of the people on here on YouTube making videos before I was when I started in 2009. So shout out to Osmosis. David Corona says he feels the same as I do with these things. Let's see if I'm missing anybody. I don't think I am. I don't think I'm missing anybody else. If I miss you in the chat, guys, my bad. But I think I got everybody. All right, let me go ahead and open up the faithful phone lines. The number is down below in the description box and the ticker. 415-498-0946 is your faithful phone line call-in number. It's open. Now is your chance to get in. What are your thoughts on this open practice today to the media down at 4949 in Santa Clara? Are you worried about Ricky Pearsall and his hamstring? Are you concerned about the safety position? Are you encouraged by what you've read about Juwan Jennings or Brock Purdy or Christian McCaffrey? I want to know the thoughts from the faithful because a lot of news came out of Santa Clara today. And, it's a time of year where you don't get much. But today we got quite a bit. We can learn quite a bit from what we read down at Levi's today. So now is your chance to call in and give your thoughts. Looks like a lot of you guys feel the same way in the chat that I do about Brandon Ayuk, saying he's all about his money. He's all about the money. Brandon Ayuk spending his fortune. Ayuk buying more cars. I see CT Niner in the chat saying, I'm so done with BA. Let me tell you, CT, you're not alone, man. A lot of people feel that way. It's not a good look to not show up and at least, cheer on your team when another guy, Malik Mustafa, is coming off of a similar surgery, a similar injury, and he's doing the same thing. I don't know. Maybe Brandon Ayuk had a valid excuse. I don't want to jump to too far of a conclusion. Maybe he had a valid excuse. But based on previous history, past behavior predicts future behavior. I don't know. I don't know. Not a good look. If you guys are going to call in, now's your shot. The phone lines are open. I don't think we've gotten any calls quite yet. Sometimes I have issues with my phone app here, but I think it's okay. I think we're good. So let me scroll through the chat and read some more comments while we're waiting for phone calls to come in. I see someone in the chat, low referring to free agent safety Justin Simmons as a guy the Niners could target. I wouldn't mind that at all. Let me make sure my settings are good. Gotta love doing stuff on the fly. Gotta love being alive and dealing with all that comes with it. Shout out to everybody that's watching right now, though. And I encourage everyone to call in. Give your thoughts. 415-498-0946 is your faithful phone line call-in number. David Corona, would love to hear from you. 49er Tone, if you're out there, man. Give the show a call. Let me know your thoughts. Again, the Christian McCaffrey conspiracy down there today at Levi Stadium. Does he look slow or does he look good? Depending on who you ask is the answer you'll get. Me, again, I think McCaffrey looked pretty good. I'm not concerned with McCaffrey just yet, and I'd rather him take things on the safe side, if anything. So, I don't know. I don't know what to believe when it comes to that, but when you have multiple people, 4, 5, 6 people telling you that McCaffrey looked pretty good, I'm going to go with the majority just to absolve myself of the argument. I'm going to go with the majority and say that McCaffrey probably looked pretty good down there in Santa Clara. Again, 415-498-0946 is your faithful phone line call-in number. Last few streams we've done, we've had very good participation on the phones on the show, and hoping we can get some more of those here this evening. Let me see if I can scroll up in this chat. I hate OBS. I need to get StreamYard. David Corona says he called right now and it went to message. Okay. Let me log out and log back in. I'm going to log out and log back in. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm doing this live, doing this on the fly. Gotta love dead air. Okay. All right, try calling in again if it didn't work. Come on. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Everything tends to go wrong all at once. My OBS crashed right before I'm gonna go live. Now my phone app isn't working. It likes to have a mind of its own sometimes. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. If it comes down to it, I'll just read from chat. But Osmosis in the chat says McCaffrey needs to stay healthy. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You're not wrong. Let me call. I'm going to call my phone app from my phone and see if that works. Yep. Okay. I just tried it and it worked from my phone. So if you're trying to get through, try again. If you're trying to get through to the show, try again. 415-498-0946 is your faithful phone line call-in number. It just worked from my phone, so let's see if they can get it working, because I want to talk to the faithful, man. Your browser might prevent calls from ringing. Oh, shut up. Stupid. I hate Google. Bear with me, guys. I hate when this stuff happens. All right. I think we're good. Again, just called and it went to message. 415-498-0946. I called it from my phone and it worked. So, oh man, bear with me. Let me see. Calls. Sorry for the dead air, guys. I don't know what the problem is. It should be working. That's on me. That's on me, I guess. I don't know. There's nothing I can really do. If you guys want to keep trying, man, I'd appreciate it. If you guys want to talk to me and give your thoughts. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I get very irritated when stuff like this happens. So bear with me, guys. Low the Truth 81 in the chat says Brock already throwing pick sixes. Well, we know that Brock has, historically not been the greatest practice player. That's what he tends to do in practice. I'm not going to overreact to that yet. I'm gonna let that play out before I give a thought. I think we've learned from Jimmy Garoppolo, you can't put any stock into interceptions or passes thrown in OTAs or training camp. You just can't. You got to see what happens when the games come, when the live bullets are flying, and when things are for real, because practice stats are very overblown, very overrated, and way too overcovered. Like the practice stats thing is very frustrating to me. I'm not a fan of that. David Cronin says, my bad, the last number was wrong. Try it again, David. 415-498-0946. Try the faithful phone line call-in number, the correct one. 415-498-0946 and call in and give your thoughts. Um, let's see. I don't know. If we can't get the phone lines working, I might have to call it here because that's really what I was trying to do right now. I gave you guys my thoughts on on the OTAs today, so maybe we'll just call it a day. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry for the dead air and stuff, guys. My apologies, but um, yeah, you know what? Oh, I think we're getting a call. Yeah, we are. All right, there we go. We finally get a call to come through. We go out to the 951 caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
What's up, man? It's David Corona.
David, what's up, brother? Long time, man. How you been?
I've been good, man. I just been busy with a lot of umpiring lately, and I haven't been on the phone that much. But yeah, I had the wrong the wrong number. I had a 5 instead of 6.
Oh, don't sweat it, man. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I take it you saw what happened down in Santa Clara today, man. What do you think?
Oh man, I think they're ready to go, man. But I can't wait for the season to start. But like Brandon Ayuk, man, like he did this last year too. He's waiting to get paid, and he already got paid, and he's not showing up to practice.
I mean, I don't think he's waiting on a new contract. He just got one, and he's got a ton of money coming to him. I don't think it's necessarily money related. I just think it's Brandon Ayuk related. I think
Right, right.
especially since he's gotten paid. Ever since money has become involved in the conversation with Brandon Ayuk, this is the kind of personality that the 49ers have dealt with. Uh, if you talk to the media, you talk to people that have been around Brandon Ayuk, you've heard a lot that the money kind of changed him. He wasn't like this before all this contract stuff and and you hear it all the time. They say money changes people. I'm not even trying to say that's the case. All I'm saying
Yeah,
is that's kind of what it looks like.
yeah. I feel the same too. I think they'll be ready. I don't know. You think the Niners gonna pick up Amari Cooper? There's a lot of talks. We might pick him up.
There has been a lot of talk about the Niners potentially going after a veteran wide receiver such as Gabe Davis, Amari Cooper. Uh, with what you're hearing, considering Jordan Watkins and Jacob Cowing, I don't know if they're going to go after a veteran wide receiver. I feel like if they continue to be impressed by those guys through OTAs and mandatory minicamp, I don't necessarily think that they're going to go after a veteran wide receiver. Or if they do, I don't think it's going to be a big name because. And this is actually a very good point you brought up with Amari Cooper, and then this was something
Yeah,
I wanted to talk about, and I kind of forgot. But
yeah. No worries.
if they bring in a guy like Amari Cooper or a Gabe Davis, a Keenan Allen, right? What you're going to be looking at is a similar situation to what the 49ers had last year with Devondre Campbell and Dre Greenlaw. The Niners signed Devondre Campbell and told him, hey, once Dre Greenlaw's healthy, sorry, man, you're going to the bench. If they bring in Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen, one of those proven guys, and they play, early on in the season while the Niners don't have Demarcus Robinson and they don't have Brandon Ayuk, what's going to happen when Demarcus Robinson and Brandon Ayuk are both back in the lineup? Who's going to go to the bench? Somebody's going to be pissed off if they bring in Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen and Brandon Ayuk comes back. Demarcus Robinson's available. Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings both are guys that the Niners want to continue to develop. I feel like if they bring in a star wide receiver or a big name, I don't think it ends well. I think it's something similar to what the Niners had last year with Devondre Campbell and Dre Greenlaw.
I feel the same with you. What you're saying. I feel the same. But I'm not worrying about Christian McCaffrey. He already talked to the media. He said he's ready to go. He's healthy and he feels good and his body feels good. So yeah, we'll see. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I'm encouraged. I thought McCaffrey looked good today from the highlights that I saw. And Kyle Shanahan, of course, said that McCaffrey is as healthy as he can be right now. Now you can take that two ways. You can take that as McCaffrey is as healthy as possible. He looks amazing. Or when you say he's as healthy as he can be, it's he's as healthy as he can be considering the injuries that he has. So you can take it as a positive or a negative. But the fact that he's out there practicing to me and by all accounts looked good, I'm taking that as a positive.
I feel the same too. And another thing, when the season do start, they need to give CFC some rest. I know he doesn't like to come out of games, but they give the ball to him too much, and he's gonna run his body down before we get to the playoffs, or we go that far. We come to our house and be in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no matter what with McCaffrey this year, they need to do a better job of making sure he's fresh, giving guys like Isaac Guerrero and Jordan James more touches. They can't run McCaffrey into the ground. He's 29 years old. He's coming off of major injuries. No matter what you think about how healthy McCaffrey is, I don't care if Christian McCaffrey looks like he's 22 years old out there. They need to be cautious with McCaffrey, and in the words of Kyle Shanahan, they need to protect him from himself because we all know Christian McCaffrey wants the ball as much as he can.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, hey, David, man,
Yeah,
I appreciate you calling in, man. Haven't talked to you in a while. Much appreciated, man. Don't be a stranger, man. Call in next time.
oh for sure, man. Much love to you, brother, and I see you on the next one. I'll be in the
Appreciate it,
chat.
man. Have a good night.
Yep. You have a good night. All right, bye.
Shout out David Corona for calling in, man. Longtime viewer to the channel. So now is your opportunity to call in. 916, or why do I keep saying 916? 498 415 498 0946 is your faithful phone line call-in number. I'm flustered today. My video software hasn't been working right. My phone software has not been working right. I actually had a power outage about 15 minutes before I was going to go live. I had to go reset a fuse. So it's been a day. It's been a day. But at least we have 49ers football to talk about. At least we have some video and some reports and tweets and articles and highlights. At least 49ers football is out there for us today because I needed it. I needed it, man. Absolutely needed it. If you want to call in, though, I'll give you guys one more shot, and then we can call it a day. 415-498-0946 is your faithful phone line call-in number. If anyone has any takeaways, any thoughts from 49ers OTAs down in Santa Clara today, now's your chance. I've been trying to go live a lot more lately, and I know that there are a ton of people that you can watch. But if you choose to watch me, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I see David freaking Yang in the chat. What's up, my man? Long time no talk. David Yang, call in, brother. Talk to me. Let me know your thoughts, man. You used to love calling the show. Call in. 415-498-0946. David Yang in the chat. He says, I'm still optimistic about Guerrero. Kyle needs to trust more than just the stars. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He needs to give the younger guys some run. Absolutely. It's going to help this year with keeping McCaffrey healthy, keeping the whatever veterans healthy, and it's going to help in the long run, getting your young players more playing time, more experience. It's a double-edged sword of positivity. Give the young guys more run. Trust the young guys. If they fumble, if they screw up, yank them. But give them the chance. Give them the chance. Because your veteran team needs a little bit of help. They need a breather every once in a while. Christian McCaffrey is not going to be Christian McCaffrey of 2023 getting 400 touches. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. Give guys like Isaac Guerrero, Jordan James, even Patrick Taylor, give those guys some touches. Give McCaffrey a breather. Save him from himself. We know he is a tireless worker, and if Kyle Shanahan gave him the ball 1,000 times, McCaffrey would carry it 1,000 times with a smile on his face. But you have to protect guys like that from themselves. because it's not good in the long run when you overuse a guy like a Christian McCaffrey. So, if anyone wants to call in, though, now is your last chance before we go ahead and wrap things up. I have some more videos in the works coming down the pipeline very soon. Of course, we have mandatory minicamp coming up, so I'll be going live reacting to that kind of stuff coming up. And a little teaser for those of you that are still tuned in. I may or may not have a very, very big surprise coming to the channel in a couple of weeks. I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to ruin the surprise. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now. But if you've made it this far on the live stream, let me tell you, I got something big cooking. And it's coming very soon, within the next 2-3 weeks. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. So, looking forward to that. Again, 415-498-0946 is your faithful phone line call-in number. I know some people may have had some issues calling in, but David was able to get through, David Corona, and he called in. First time I talked to him in quite some time, so that was cool. But if no one's going to call in, I think we can wrap it up, man. It's all good. Had a good stream. Hit on some good topics, man. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it, guys. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Again, this is Keeping the Faith, where the faithful matter. And, we got more Niners content coming. Make sure your notifications are on. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that like button. Drop a comment on the video after it's up. And also check out the Patreon, man. Patreon.com/keepingthefaith for even more 49ers coverage, 49ers content, behind-the-scenes stuff, and monthly giveaways, guys. We're having a lot of fun over there on Patreon. Check it out, and it's only going to get bigger and cooler as we go. So check out the Patreon. But until next time, guys, like I always say, let's go Niners.